it's Jessie with Plan with Jessie, and what you see before you are a few of the Fauxdoris and notebook covers that I have tried to make over the months, and, you know, with various degrees of success. This one I tried to sew, and I just don't sew well, so it's not bad. I did actually use this with my A5 notebook. It's just, you know, it's stitched poorly, and like on the back it's all sort of mangled, but this was a decent attempt. This one I made out of a placemat, and it was more just to see if I could do it, like a DIY challenge to myself. I've never maybe used this for a couple days. I use staples. It's not the best. This felt one was actually pretty cute. I made this one. The only thing I didn't like about this was that because it's felt, cat hair sticks to it really well, and I have 3 cats, so yeah. So this one I made out of duct tape. It's actually using glow-in-the-dark duct tape on top of a old planner. I don't know if I ever made a video about this one. I think I used this for a day or two. Again, this was more just a challenge. It smells terrible if you've ever smelled duct tape. So this was another fabric one I tried to do. This one I made with, oh, well, that's handy. I could have used that for something else. It's got sloths on the inside. I used like a really thick sort of foamy interfacing in this one, so it's really padded. Again, the sewing's not great. It's pretty crooked actually, and because of the interfacing is so squishy, when you put the elastic around, it really bunches up, and I don't like that, but it's cute. And I could technically reverse it if I wanted to and make it sloths on the outside. And then this was my first attempt using vinyl. Again, I just don't sew well. I get frustrated, and I just don't have the patience, I don't think. This one I like. The sewing's not awful. It's just, you know, it's a little bad. But again, this one has the problem because of the squishiness that it sort of bunches up. And again, I'm not using any of these. I mean, I don't use this size notebook anymore, so that's part of the problem. Also, I'm just not. So every once in a while I decide I want to try to make my own. So I have not yet tried to make my own A6, so that's what I'm going to do today. This is A6 from Cat and Knit Notebooks, which I'm going to use this size for a model. I don't want to have to sew, so I'm going to try and use fabric, just one layer of fabric and no pockets and no inner lining, and we'll just see how that goes. I mean, it's not going to look like this. So this is a red vinyl that I got from Joann, which I think was supposed to be for outdoor tablecloths, if I recall right. I only bought 1/4 yard, and I had a coupon, so I think it was $3 maybe for this whole swath of fabric. So let's see here. The inside obviously isn't meant for consumption or viewing. I don't know if you can see that. There's lines here. I'll deal with it when the time comes. So the first thing I'm going to do is just take this one I want to model it after, and I'm just going to draw a line where I want to cut. I'll make it a little bit wider than this one just to give myself some cutting error space, because, you know, I'm not perfect. Okay, and then I'm just gonna use scissors. I probably should use the cutter, but I don't want to take the time, so I'm just gonna try to cut straight. this way. Not as easy because there's no lines running this way the way there were the other way. Maybe I should actually draw a line with a pencil. So the reason why every so often I make myself notebooks like this is because I try to stave off my addiction to buying new ones. Sometimes the creativity involved in making one is enough to keep me satisfied so that I don't have to buy anymore. Because I told myself I was not going to buy any more A6 notebooks this year. And I haven't. Okay. So that's that. Cut it fairly straight. Oh, not perfect. So I'm going to make my elastics in here. So I'm going to just fold it so I know where the center is. And then just gonna guess. So I have two different hole punchers I can use. I have this one, which is an eyelet punch from Amazon, and then this one, which is the Martha Stewart screw punch. I mean, they would both work. I guess I'll just use this one. I like this one a little bit better because I don't have to shove it into the table. And this fabric is really thin, so making the holes is not a big deal. I think you could probably even just use a regular hole puncher on fabric like this because it's so thin. Okay, so those are my holes there. Now I need to make my spine hole. So let's fold it over here again. See if we can find the center. I'm going to say about here. Here? Might be a little bit high. Now this one won't work on this one because it can't reach, so I will have to use this one. Let me just put something underneath me so I don't damage my desk. And for this one, you just put your hand on the top, push down. Yep, see, it made a hole in there. Better this than my desk. Okay, so then let's do the elastic. I already cut out a piece. I already had a piece of elastic from another project. I think this is probably going to be too short though, but I will see. So you just string it out and back in, and then through, and then out again, and back in, because you want to tie it on the inside. So there's, you want as little string on the outside as possible so that's a cleaner look on the outside. That's going to be a little too small. This elastic, by the way, is from Amazon also. It was very inexpensive. I got a giant roll for less than $10. I've been using it for well over a year, and I haven't run out. So, let's see how this looks on the outside. Yep, see, that looks pretty good. You can see that. Let me grab my planner. So here's my Hobonichi. And it looks like it's a little... It's cutting it a little bit close. We'll see if it's okay. I swear I measured it properly. I don't know. So it is a flimsier cover than what I'm used to, so take some getting used to, I think. So there's that. I mean, the inside's actually not that bad. I mean, I don't really care. I probably could have stand to make it a little bit narrower than I did, but if I add some more inserts in there, it'll probably bulk up. Because that seems really thin to me. I'm used to having more books than that. Alright, so now let's do the closure elastic. This is going to be a little tricky, I think, because like I talked about in this one, like when the fabric isn't strong or firm or has any kind of interfacing, the elastic pulls it badly like that. And I can see that happening here as well. Let me get another piece of elastic. Alright, I have a couple different options. So this is the regular elastic that I was thinking of using. And then I also have this non-elastic string from one of the Recollections Traveler's Notebook, which I don't think I have here to show you, but this is what it came with, is more of a string than an elastic. And I was thinking if I could figure out a way to use this, maybe not in the traditional string sense, like how they had it, where they sort of wrapped it closed, because that annoyed me, but just using this to wrap around, so maybe it's not so tight, and therefore it won't pull on the fabric as much. I'm just going to try and use my point of my scissors to push this in the hole. And this string, they called it a string journal. It's sort of like a, I don't know how you would describe it. It's sort of a cord, like a non-elastic cord. I'm gonna have to trim this way down though, because it's gonna be too big. See, I think it's still gonna pull. Maybe not as bad. Tie this off and we'll try it out. This is all an experiment, just to see if it'll work. Okay. Let me try it with the book in there for a little stability. I don't love it, but it's not pulling. Let me try securing this in here, see if it makes a difference. Maybe I could twist this a little. I mean, you can't really, because it is just going to hang like that, which isn't really that cool. Maybe I'm going to cut this off so there's just a knot on the side. What do I think of that? I don't know. I don't know that I love that. I still think this is a little bit too wide. I don't know if that's the problem. Let me try adding some more books. So I have 3 A6 notebooks here, which I'm going to add in. Let's see how that takes to this notebook. This is what I usually have in there, in addition to my wallet insert. Let's just try this for now. Yeah, seeing that? Now it doesn't seem so wide because it's chunked up a bit, so that's good. Let's see how this works. You see, it's really tight when it's not elastic. Yeah, I'll just do the elastic. Alright, so let's just do regular elastic. So if you're just doing regular elastic, you just take a piece and then fold it over in half, like that, and then you want to put the 2 loose ends into the hole in the spine. And then tie it on the inside. You can always untie it and retie it if it's not tight enough or not loose enough. Let me adjust these. These are peeling to the back a little. Yeah, see, that's way too loose. Okay, let's tighten you up. The excess. Make sure the knot is nice and tight. I mean, I guess it's better to have it pulling on the fabric than on your notebook. So that's that. I mean, it's like a lot of the other ones I make. It's like it's fine. It's just not. I don't know. Maybe because I made it, I don't like it as much. I don't exactly know. I mean, the color is nice. I think it looks good. I don't know. I don't know, what do you think? Took me, what are we at, 20 minutes? The unedited version, we're at 20 minutes. 20 minutes and a few, I don't know, what did I say, $4? And I didn't even use, I still have all this left. I mean, I probably used a quarter of a yard, so it is a ton of left, so I don't know, $2 maybe to make. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm so underwhelmed at my own creation. But that's it. So a quick DIY vinyl A6 Fauxdori. Thanks for watching. Bye.